Do you recognize data as a business asset? Data value is the measure of the benefit you get from data. Data has no actual value. It's the potential value of what you can do with that data that gives it its value. What is data? Data is just facts. Putting those facts into context delivers information. Using that information leads to knowledge and wisdom, and that is where the greatest value in data lies. So having a huge data lake is only valuable if you can derive benefits from that data. Some key topics are reporting, actionable insights, automation, and forecasting. During this short presentation, we will highlight the key drivers of data value and introduce the concept of data effort. Data effort is the cost of finding the data that you need to derive that value. At Intellidat, we've been helping businesses capture and store the sort of data that they need and that will return value. We call it intelligent data. We achieve that by working with you and your team to maximize value and reduce data effort and data cost. There may be quick wins, but in reality, we help you build the foundations that will underpin your growth and development over the medium to long term. At some stage, you may have heard the terms offensive and defensive strategies for adding value. Defensive data strategies reduce risk, increase efficiency, reduce costs, and help meet your legal responsibilities. Offensive strategies use data to generate additional revenue streams. Data value is the potential to deliver information, efficiency, and actionable insights. It comes from business intelligence, compliance, and the ability to identify growth opportunities. The potential to drive forecasting and modeling to reduce risk, streamline processes, and add value. How do you use your data? Presumably you have reporting, whether maybe you are data-driven and have data-led actionable insights. Maybe you're always looking for automation opportunities, getting computers to do the repetitious work that will allow your staff to do their jobs rather than data entry, thereby improving accuracy and reducing stress and anxiety. But what about enhancing your customer knowledge, forecasting using artificial intelligence, or identifying threats and opportunities? At Intellidat, we differentiate ourselves because we focus on data and business needs, not technology. The asset value lies in your data, not how many applications you use. Be honest. Do you consider yourself a digitally aware leader? If yes, can I ask you a naughty question? How many data sources does your business have? Less than 5? More than 20? Remember, every business system that is based in Excel, wholly or even partially, is another source in its own right. When you look at it this way, you may be running into the hundreds, and every data source is another potential can of worms. Reducing data effort increases data value. Data value does not just happen by luck. It is realized because you identify the requirement and plan how to deliver it. It needs everyone to play their part. A data quality culture includes people, processes, systems, as well as technology. Data usage and data literacy is not taught at school. We might be taught some of the dangers of sharing and losing personal data, but not how to use data to gain benefit. As many of you will no doubt have experienced, the technology and systems we all use are not cheap. Teaching people the benefits and value derived from using data correctly cannot be downplayed. To be brutally honest, the excess cost and effort of using data invariably comes down to the lack of planning behind our needs, our systems, and in particular, our technology choices. A quality culture, good systems, and quality data is invariably the result of good planning and leadership. A leader who understands the business needs, how data works, and how technology can be leveraged to meet those needs. An information leader who aligns your technology, application, systems, and data to your business goals. Some of the causes of increased data effort and therefore decreased data value have already been covered. In our experience, the lack of an information strategy and any action plan is the biggest cause. Better planning and understanding of your business needs will lead to less effort. Quite often, this is seen in reduced technology costs. Unless your spend is already very low, it's unlikely to be reflected in increased costs. We have worked with businesses where reducing data effort has generated significant quick wins. In one organisation, turning over about £35 million, we identified savings of over £500,000. The actual net savings eventually reached over £1 million per year ongoing. Wins like this are not usual, they're not unusual. The difference here was both the quantum and the speed at which we could realise them. It's a pity we didn't sign a performance-related contract. At the heart of your efforts should be your information strategy. Do you have a business plan? Does this include a marketing and sales plan, maybe a people plan, but definitely a business budget, all of which define your goals and KPIs? As part of this, you may have an IT budget, but this is not really the same entity as an information strategy. It focuses on technology and hardware and software spend, and maybe some specialist positions. But does it align your data and technology requirements to your business goals? Your information strategy starts by understanding how your business works, building your data vision, and working your way around till you can write your own data governance plan. If you do not have an information strategy, how do you know what you need? How can you measure whether your systems are working efficiently and helping you meet your targets and therefore helping the business deliver the business goals? If you do not have a data governance plan, how will you defend yourself when the Information Commissioner's Office, the ICO, come knocking at your door? Data breaches are a fact. Every business has data breaches, even if you've never reported one. Your governance plan identifies what data you have, why you have it, where you keep it, how you safeguard it, who can use it, and why. Without this plan in place, you are the low-hanging fruit that will feed the ICO if they come calling. They have the power to impose serious fines for data misuse. In this case, your data is not only not an asset, it's potentially a huge liability. We are all data companies. How are you managing your compliance risk? The data quality culture starts at the top and runs up and down the business. From your CEO down, everyone needs to embrace the importance of their part in the data quality story. Your staff should be questioning why they are doing things any way that looks inefficient or duplicates effort. If they need to cut and paste data from one system to another or create spreadsheets to track something, is there a better way of doing this? Do we have systems that already track this data? If not, should we? The biggest cause of data quality issues is silos. Whether they're there because of process, department, or technology constraints, silo boundaries cause data quality issues. Going forward, we need to establish a data quality program, measure data quality issues, and work to reduce and resolve them. Measure, communicate, improve. Data quality is a communal, business-led responsibility. It's not the sole responsibility of IT. If you have data quality issues, how are you tracking your performance? Are you improving or are you getting worse? Be honest, when was the last time you discussed data quality at a board meeting? When was the last time you had an update on data quality performance? Data literacy is really part of the quality data narrative, but it needs its own imperative as it teaches people what to expect and demand from their systems, information, and technology. Be the best means working for the benefit of the business. We have mentioned the need for a leader, and we'll come back to that. Keeping the business needs at the forefront of the digitization wave is vital. Many business leaders regard themselves, even pride themselves as being data literate. Be honest, how literate are you? Do not mistake embracing technology with being data literate. How do you really understand how to use data to make your business better, more successful, and how to make that success sustainable? At Intellidat, we work with your teams to improve both your data and how you use it. One of the first targets, however, that we will set ourselves is this: when will we be able to make ourselves redundant and leave this business in a better place? We aim to make you responsible for your own data. We only work with businesses who recognize that data is an asset and want to maximize that data value, reduce data effort, and are prepared to do the real work that entails. Is yours one of these businesses? Data effort. This is the cost of getting benefit from your data, the factors that decrease the value of your data. The process of preparing your information strategy will highlight the requirements most important to your business. We have mentioned most of these already. The last line is really important. I have worked or mentored in many places, but one of the main failings I find is data and technology teams who are divorced from the business and do not really understand how the business operates and what are the drivers of success. This makes it difficult for them to add much to reporting, modeling, and forecasting if their heads are buried in data structures and not in the business needs. I love watching that light bulb moment as they come to realize what their business needs and how they can add value. I have mentioned the business glossary again here. The data catalog, or to give it its full title, the metadata catalog, describes what data you store and where. Do you have a particular terms, initials, and acronyms? Do your new staff struggle to learn the business and industry lexicon? Then a business glossary becomes even more valuable. It is one of my go-to pillars in the information culture. It joins the business language and terms to the data language. It helps both parts of the team, the business and data teams, understand the other better and relate business conversations to data speak. And this is the final point: leadership. I'm adamant about the importance of this requirement. The default information chief is the CEO. Possibly the most successful data-led organization of recent years is Amazon. The chief information officer has always been the head man, Jeff Bezos. The role of CIO, chief information officer, is vital. Their skill is blending the business needs with data and technology, giving the business the tools to capture and use data to support and enhance the business prospects. I have known this role to be held by lots of different people, not necessarily ever called the CIO. Whatever you call them, someone must do the job. It needs to be someone not identified with any department who can drive business change. If it's not the CEO, then it's a role taken on by the old-fashioned version of the COO, the Chief Operating Officer, not to confused with that new and other COO, the Chief Operations Officer, who heads up the operations or delivery arm of the business. To be brutally honest, when I first look under the bonnet, or hood if you're in the USA, of any business, it's quite obvious to me if that role has or has not been filled properly. Lots of technology solutions, too many data sources, and far too many data quality issues, often highlighted by the presence of data lakes and data warehouses, teams of analysts and technicians, and yet still suffering from underperforming information and consequently a low value data asset. Who is your CIO? So could you honestly say yes to any or all of these questions? This is my very basic data maturity test. And if you answer yes to any of these, what about the corollary? The follow-up question as well, the where, the who, and the how. Where is your information strategy? Who is accountable for it? And how often is it revisited? How do you promote a culture of data quality? How do you measure and improve data quality? How do you train in data literacy? Have you established a baseline for all staff? And does this change as people are promoted? Do you have a data governance plan? If so, where? And how often do you revisit it? And who has access to it? And finally, to repeat the question I asked at the end of the last slide, who is your CIO? Are they recognized across the business as being responsible for and leading the information and data side of the business? Are they visible and leading this area? It's not about technology, it's about information. We're nearly finished now. This is the first question we posed at the beginning. If your data is an asset, how do you maximize its value? First, you need good data and you need to use it wisely. Second, you reduce your data effort and therefore data cost. You ask yourself the key questions. Do you have an information strategy and plan? Do you promote a culture of data quality? Is data literacy training for all staff a reality? Do you have a data governance plan? Is the CIO role and responsibility recognized by the organization? If you said no to any of these and are going to be, what are you going to do about it? If you'd like to discuss your options, I would be happy to help. At Intellidat, we understand that all businesses are unique and need to look at their situation in different ways. But all of these ways start by understanding the individual needs and finding a bespoke solution. That might be fulfilling the CIO role for you on an interim or fractional basis, or mentoring and helping your existing leadership team get on the value path. If you're listening to this video through LinkedIn, send me a message or connection request. Otherwise, you can send me an email on philip@intellidat.net or call me on 07825 854 600. I'm more than happy to help you decide what you need to do and where to start. And finally, I will leave you this quote from the author and academic, Richard Rummelt. Strategy is how you overcome the obstacles that stand between where you are and what you want to achieve. The basis of your strategy is identifying your ambitions and recognizing which of these ambitions you can make progress on today or in the near future. And then you formulate an action plan. So stage one is know where you are today. Then you think big. Where do you want to end up? What are your ambitions? Dream where you want to reach and then identify the key steps and formulate an action plan to start that journey. This is what your information strategy is all about. And this strategy is where your really effective digital transformation journey will begin. If you want to begin this journey and you want a recognized partner to help you on the way, please contact us. My name is Philip Milne and I look forward to speaking with you. My number is on the screen, I'm on LinkedIn, or you can email me on philip@intellidat.net. Thank you for listening to me.